Okay, ഈ വർഷത്തെ മോഡൽ പരീക്ഷയുടെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ പേപ്പർ നമുക്കൊന്ന് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാം. Okay, first one, name the arrangement in a DC motor to sustain the rotation of the armature in one direction. Okay, this is electric motor. Here we use split ring. Split ring is used to sustain the rotation of the armature in one direction. In the figure, a beam of light which incidents on a surface and its reflection is depicted. If the angle between them is 60 degree, what will be the angle of incidence? Okay, look at this picture. A light is falling on a plane mirror and reflected like this. Okay, according to law of reflection, angle I is equal to angle R. Here it is the normal, and we have given the total angle between them is 60 degree. So angle I is equal to 30 and angle R is also is equal to 30 degree. If the intensity of electric current in a circuit is doubled, the heat energy developed in the circuit increases dash times. According to Joule's law, the amount of heat produced is directly proportional to the square of the current through the circuit. The current is doubled, so the heat is 4 times. Okay, which among the following is the graphical representation of the output EMF in a DC generator? This one is AC generator. The direction of this graph continuously changes. This is the graph of a battery. The EMF is constant throughout the circuit. Here EMF increases and decreases, but it will never change its direction. The graph of a DC generator is this one, and the answer is figure 3. Okay, which of the mirrors forms an image larger than the object? The ray diagrams of a concave and a convex mirror are shown in the first 3 pictures. Here look at this picture. The image of this object is larger. Here we use a convex mirror. We will get always a shorter image. For getting a magnified image, we will use a concave mirror. So the answer is a concave mirror forms an image larger than the object. In which condition do all the component colors of white light undergo the same scattering? If the size of the particle is greater than the wavelength of the light, then the scattering is same for all colors. Here it is the question: in which condition do all the component colors of the white light undergo same scattering? For all the colors which undergo same scattering, only when the size of the particle is greater than the wavelength of the light. Okay, which of the following light source does not contain mercury in it? Fluorescent lamp and CFL lamp contains mercury vapors in order to give white light. In LED bulb, printed circuit board is there, so no mercury vapor is inside this LED lamp. Which rule gives the direction of current produced in a conductor when it moves perpendicular to a magnetic field? Imagine a conductor moving perpendicular to magnetic field. Then we have the direction of the current using this middle finger. So Fleming's right hand rule is the answer. If 2 plane mirrors are placed at an angle of 60 degree between them, what will be the number of images formed by them? Look at this picture. Total number of images formed, n is equal to 360 divided by theta minus 1. The angle between them is 60 degree. 360 divided by 60 minus 1, which is equal to 6 minus 1, which is equal to 5. Write 2 characteristic properties of the material used as heating coil. Okay, here is the answer. This heating coil has high resistivity, ability to remain in red hot condition for a long time without getting oxidized, high melting point, etc. How many units of energy will be consumed by a 100 watt bulb in 30 days if it works 10 hours daily? Here we have given a watt hour meter. This device is used to measure the electrical energy. The unit of electrical energy is 1 unit, which is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. Okay, the total energy in kilowatt hour can be calculated by this equation. Okay, energy consumption in 1 day is equal to power in watt into time in hour divided by 1000. 100 into 10 divided by 1000 is equal to 1 unit. We have to find the total energy consumption in 1 month. 1 unit is multiplied with 30 days. 30 units energy is consumed for 30 days. Explain how light energy is produced in discharge lamps. These are discharge lamps. The working principle is given here. It consists of a glass tube with 2 electrodes and they emit light as a result of discharge of electricity through the gas filled in the tubes. When a high potential difference is applied, the gas molecules get excited. The excited atoms come back to their original state for attaining stability. During this process, the energy stored in them will be radiated as light. A real image was formed at a distance of 20 cm from a concave mirror when an object was placed at a distance of 30 cm from the mirror. Calculate the focal length using new Cartesian sign convention. The object is placed in front of the mirror, so u is equal to minus 30. The image is formed here and the distance from pole v is equal to minus 20 cm. So the focal length of this mirror can be calculated using this equation f is equal to uv divided by u plus v. Substituting these values, the focal length is equal to minus 12 cm. What is the magnification of this mirror? M is equal to minus v by u. Minus 20 divided by minus 30 minus 2 divided by 3 is the answer. Solenoids are used to make electromagnets. If the direction of the DC current through the solenoid at the end facing us is in clockwise, which magnetic pole is developed at this end? Look at this picture. If the current is flowing in clockwise direction, the pole is south pole. If the current is in anti-clockwise direction, the pole is north. Suggest 2 methods to increase the magnetic field strength of a solenoid. Okay, increase the intensity of the electric current, increase the turns of the solenoid, observe the figure of the microphone, write the names of part A and B of the moving coil microphone. Okay, this is a moving coil microphone and this is the diaphragm and this is the voice coil. A is diaphragm and B is the voice coil. And how does electrical signals in accordance with the sound are generated in the microphone? Okay, the voice coil is situated in a magnetic field. The diaphragm connected to the voice coil vibrates in accordance with the sound waves falling on it. As a result, electrical signals corresponding to the sound waves are generated in the voice coil. Observe the given diagram. When a light ray enters into air from water, the light ray dash moves towards the normal or moves away from the normal. Here, the light travels from water to air or optical denser medium to optical rarer medium. The light deviates away from the normal. Name the phenomenon which causes the deviation of light ray when it enters into air from water. Refraction. What happens to the speed of light when it enters from water to air? In air, the speed of light is more than that in water. So, the speed of light increases. Okay, observe the figure. Bulb in which circuit will glow with a low intensity? The first circuit, 6 volt DC battery is applied to a solenoid. The second one, 6 volt AC signal is applied to a solenoid. We know that a solenoid can generate a back EMF only when an AC is applied. So as a result, a back EMF is produced in circuit B and the bulb will glow with low intensity in the circuit B. Explain the reason for the decrease in the intensity of the bulb. Because a back EMF is induced here due to self-induction. Coal is divided into 4 categories. Peat and lignite are 2 among them. Which are the other 2? Okay, based on the carbon content, coal is divided or classified into 4 groups: peat, lignite, anthracite and bituminous coal. So the other 2 ones are anthracite and bituminous coal. On what basis does coal is categorized like this? The coal is categorized on the basis of its carbon content. Which are the products obtained when coal is distilled in the absence of air? Okay. In the absence of air, the substance obtained are ammonia, coal gas, coal tar and coke. Okay, observe the position of the object OB placed in front of a convex lens. Okay, draw the ray diagram of image formation and find the position of the image. Okay, this is the answer. An object is placed between 2F and F. Light rays parallel to principal axis. After refraction, it goes through focus. And the rays which falls through the pole will never deviate. And these two refracted lights coincidence on this point. So we will get an image here. Okay, this image is larger or magnified and which is inverted and real. Okay, write any two features of the image formed. The image is inverted, real and magnified. Calculate the power of a convex lens with the focal length 50 cm. The focal length is equal to 50 cm. Power is equal to 1 by F. So 1 by 50. Here 50 in centimeter. We shall to convert it into meter. So multiply this one with 100. So 100 by 50 is equal to 2 diopter. The focal length is positive. So the power also is positive. So plus 2 diopter is the power of this lens. Okay, observe the figure in which image formation in an eye is given. Name the defect of this eye. A distant object is placed here and the light from this distant object is focused in front of the retina. The image from a near object is focused on the retina. This defect is known as myopia or nearsightedness. What are the reasons for this defect? The power of the lens is high or this eyeball is larger than normal eye. Okay, suggest a remedy for this. Okay, using a concave lens with suitable power, we can overcome this disease. Which material is used as filament in incandescent lamp? This is an incandescent lamp. Here the filament is tungsten. What are the characteristic properties of the material used as filament? The filament has high resistivity, high melting point, high ductility, ability to emit white light in the white hot condition. Why these lamps are filled with nitrogen? Okay, vaporization can be reduced by filling some inert gas at a low pressure inside the bulb. Nitrogen is usually used for this purpose. So in order to reduce the vaporization, we will use nitrogen gas in those incandescent lamps. When a beam of light entered into glass from air, it was found the angle of incidence as I and the angle of refraction as R. State Snell's law which relates these angles. Okay, the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to the sine of the angle of refraction, sin I by sin R, will always be a constant. This is known as Snell's law. Calculate the refractive index when the light enters into glass from air. If the velocity of light in air is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second and velocity of light in glass is 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Here the refractive index of glass is equal to the speed of light in air divided by speed of light in glass. Okay, here 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second divided by 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second, which is equal to 1.5. This is the refractive index of glass. The following figure represents a transformer with no power loss. Which type of transformer is shown in the figure? Here the number of turns is less in secondary, which means that this is a step down transformer. Name the principle based on which this transformer works. Mutual induction is the basic principle of transformer. Okay, next one. If the output from secondary of this transformer is 50 volt, 100 watt electric power, what will be the input voltage? Okay, the transformer equation is Vs NP is equal to Ns Vp. Here we have given Np is equal to 2000, Ns is equal to 500, Vs is equal to 50, and what is Vp? Here Vp is equal to 50 into 2000 divided by 500, and which is equal to 200 volts. Now what is the current in the primary? Okay, input power is equal to output power. The primary voltage into primary current is equal to 10. From this equation, the primary current is equal to 10 divided by primary voltage. The primary voltage is 200. So 10 divided by 200 is equal to 0.05 ampere. Usually we connect resistors in series and parallel. In which type of connection does the resultant resistance of the circuit decrease? Parallel connection, the resultant resistance of the circuit decreases. Two resistors of 100 ohm are connected in series with a 250 volt supply. Calculate the heat energy produced when current flows through it for 2 seconds. So 100 ohm resistors are connected in series to a 250 volt supply, and here we have to find the total heat energy. H is equal to V square divided by R into T. V is given 250 volt. Effective resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2, which is equal to 200 ohm. T is equal to 2 seconds. Substituting 250 into 250 divided by 200 into 2, which is equal to 625 joule. Okay, next one. State whether the quantity of heat produced increases or decreases if these resistors connected in parallel in the same circuit with a 250 volt supply. Justify your answer. If the two resistors are connected in parallel, then the effective resistance decreases. Hence the current increases. As current increases, heat produced also increases.